This is Spencer with Best Props today, and we are going to outline our favorite touchdown props, anytime touchdown props for week 4 of the NFL season. And we're on a 17-5 run on touchdown props through the first 3 weeks. So we're feeling pretty confident about these, and we'll run through our favorite ones for this weekend, week 4. But first, let's review. Thursday night was profitable for us. We had this slip with Brandon Aubrey to make 2 field goals, Malik Neighbors over 6.5 receptions, and Jake Ferguson got there in the fourth quarter. We also, speaking of touchdown props, we cashed our first touchdown prop of the week. That was CeeDee Lamb. He got there early, didn't have to sweat that one too much. A beautiful long touchdown against a banged up secondary. And you see, we got really good odds on that as well. Minus 105 on Fliff for a standalone play like that. So if you want to get these props, if you feel like you missed out, you can sign up for the newsletter at bestpropstoday.com or follow us on Twitter. As you see, we're giving out free plays there too. But all the picks will be in the newsletter, so I highly recommend signing up over there. So let's move on to week 4, and let's just run through the picks. This is it. We have 6 picks to 35x our stake for NFL week 4. If we hit all 6, 35 times our money. If we hit 5 out of the 6, it's 0. So this is a long shot. This is sort of a lottery style slip, but I believe we're getting a ton of value on it. And I will show you just how we calculate that value here in a second. So Breece Hall scored a touchdown in every game and likely a run-heavy game script against the Broncos. Bijan Robinson will continue to get 20-plus carries. He can get it done through the air or on the ground. Divisional matchup against the Saints, but he's at home. Got on the board last week. Should probably have 2 games with a touchdown by now, but he's kind of sputtered in the red zone. Good to see him find the end zone last week. Like him here. Kyren Williams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, both out. And the Bears have given up the 3rd most rushing touchdowns this season. The Rams are going to lean on Kyren, especially inside the 20. I like him to score as well. Saquon Barkley, 5 touchdowns overall this season, and he was 1 inch away from a 6th. Tampa Bay has given up the 5th most rushing touchdowns this year. I like this. Jordan Mason, over 0.5 rushing touchdowns. Important to make that distinction. Even though it's only rushing touchdowns, I still love it because this is a run-heavy game script against New England, and Jordan Mason will continue to eat in that Christian McCaffrey role. He will have high usage, especially in the red zone. Same thing with David Montgomery. That is our final pick. We're running that on Monday night. High-scoring matchup against the Seahawks. Montgomery's 3 for 3 in rushing touchdowns this season. And we've picked him every week. We're going to go for a 4th here. I think this is the right matchup to do this. Now, we are locking this in on Dabble Fantasy. That is how we get the 35x multiplier. As you can see, 35x on Dabble. I put the very same picks in here on PrizePicks, and it had me do a flex slip for 17x. That's the most we could win on PrizePicks, was 17x. That's less than half of what we have going here on Dabble. So if you want to build these out, it's also worth noting that if you build a 3-pick lineup on Dabble Fantasy, that is 6x your stake. If you do the same on PrizePicks, it's only 5x. And that's assuming you don't hit any of those green goblins, which reduce the payout even more, or any of your correlations, which reduce the payout even more on PrizePicks. So that's why we like Dabble Fantasy. That's why we've been playing over there, running these touchdown props over there pretty much all season, because you don't get penalized for correlation and the payouts are much better. So you can sign up with promo code BEST at Dabble Fantasy. Has 13,000 reviews, 5-star reviews on the App Store. and you can try it risk-free. They'll give you $25 when you sign up using that promo code BEST. You don't have to make a deposit. You just sign up, fill out your information, verify your account, put in promo code BEST, $25 credited. So you can make these picks without your own money just to try out the app. So I want to show you how we calculate the value. A 6-pick slip like this that will 35x our stake. So the odds on this are plus 3,400 if we run it like that. If we hit all 6. So this is a 6-leg parlay. And you can see this here. I put in the bet amount to be 100 just so we get a nice even number. Our parlay odds 34.51 to win 30. So they're pretty close to our plus 3,400 that we're running. Every leg is approximately minus 123 odds. That's how this is calculated. So this is something I like to do. Maybe some of you do this as well. I want to, sort of educate you through this, not just give you the picks and say, okay, go ahead, have a nice day. Want to give you the thought process. I want to help you become a better prop better and, do this research on your own. Or if you're ever confronted with a decision, you can look these things up on your own. So every leg has a value of about minus 123. So we can kind of shop the FanDuel and DraftKings lines and see what they have. And if the odds are better than minus 123, significantly better on every leg, we're getting value on that. So like we can just run through the TD scores and some of the touchdown prop picks that we have, like right here. First one, Breece Hall, minus 150. And so we locked him in on this slip for implied odds minus 125. Now that's pretty good. And if we do that for all 6 legs, our odds are very good compared to what you can get on DraftKings. And we're always looking to beat these sportsbook odds because if you do that long term, that's a winning strategy. And then so I can look up a couple other of our guys. Like Jordan Mason is a minus 220 anytime touchdown scorer. So we locked him in. Granted, we locked in his rushing touchdown prop, which probably wouldn't be 220. I don't know. I couldn't find those on DraftKings, but it's probably something like, I bet it's more than minus 150. I bet it's like minus 160, minus 170. So we got pretty good odds there. And I just realized this morning that the Breece Hall prop may or may not be available anymore. If it is not, you can substitute Breece Hall with James Conner. Love the matchup for James Conner against Washington. You can see his odds here, minus 135. So it's not as good as Breece Hall, but I believe he has probably a better matchup against the Commanders, who have given up a rushing touchdown to an opposing running back every game this season. So, and this is obviously a home matchup for the Cardinals. Conner has scored in 2 of 3 games this year. And the game he didn't score last week was against the Lions, and the Lions just had massive time of possession advantage, kept Conner and them off the field. So I think Conner's going to get a lot more chances against the Commanders at home here. So that is it. Wrapping up everything on this stake. Once again, go ahead, try out Dabble Fantasy. You can do it absolutely risk-free using promo code BEST. Get $25 in there, and you can mix and match some of these. You don't have to lock in the 6X or the 6-man pick for 35X. Sometimes what we like to do is put that in as sort of a lottery ticket with very low amount on that, and then sort of do some combinations that we're confident in. So for example, this would be a great combination for a 3-man to run Saquon Barkley, Jordan Mason, and Montgomery together for 6X. So we'll sprinkle a little bit on that 35, but then we'll sprinkle a little more on this combination. Or say we'll take one of these, like I'm really confident in Jordan Mason. I'll pair it with one of my yardage props, like Rashi Rice over 75.5 yards, receiving yards this weekend. So that's how you do it. And I highly recommend to check out Dabble Fantasy to get your $25 free and build a slip like this. So, best of luck and happy cashing in NFL Week 4.